It saturates the atmosphere, certainly. What tear of our existence centers on it, no doubt. We can't without it. It's essential, it's integral, it is uncompromising. Without it, you are told to and fro, used, abused, and you live in the state of denial at the feet of the informed. That's why it is called information. You need not compromise it. Trade it for nothing. Good morning and welcome to King's Local Daily on King's 88.5, your radio vendor. Today is Thursday, the 24th day of July, 2025. I'm Sam Andrews. These are the papers we've got in to run you through the next 30 minutes. The news, the nation's news since 1989. Oracle News Daily, reporting the truth to you. The New Republic, the authoritative heritage. Liberia's most analytical newspaper, The Analyst. The Doyen Inquirer. The In Profile Daily. These are the papers your radio vendor, Kings 88.5, is selling free. Free by publicity. Let's start with the news. The nation's news since 1989. Officials invited for answers on drug war. The lead story of the newspaper. Officials invited for answers on drug war. Dr. Luis Porto, Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Councillor Oswald Tue, Minister of Justice, Councillor Ko Bangalo, Minister of Youth and Sports, Wemi Horace Colley, Minister, Gender, Children and Social Protection, Director Antonin Sua, and Minister Augustin Bogafwa, Minister of Finance. They, among others, had to appear to give answers on drug war. In the opinion of the people, drugs have overtaken the government. It's widespread, it's unprecedented. Scores of political high elite Liberian women have agreed to stage a protest against drugs on August 7, even though the government declared, Mr. President declared it national emergency. Yet there is no control, no mechanism in place. It is widespread. The young boys and girls are not only taking them in of all kinds, but they are dying. It was one of the political weapons used by Unity Party, and it resonated with the people. Today, it is all over the place, different kinds. That demographic, the young people are dying by the day in the twos, in the threes. So how, why? The drugs are unprecedented. Where are they passing? The seaport, airport. These officials have been invited for answers, quote unquote, on drug war. That's the lead story of the newspaper. The footnote story, front page. Orange money, LRA, EcoBank signed MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. That is, government, World Bank signed 89.6 million agreement. You want to have a look at the front page? This is it. The back page. China promises support to Bomi Hospital and export of raw materials. AFDB president urges Liberians. He is Dr. Akiwumi Adesina. Boost for Liberia's health sector. Waka Commission's renovated maternity ward. Mother of 4 appeals for help over demolition of properties. The news, the nation's news, since 1989 is out this morning for $40 Liberian, no more, no less. With this lead story, officials invited on drug war. Officials invited for answers on drug war. Officials invited for answer on drug war. And some of them are on the front page. Yesterday, the former President George Weah was accused by the current Unity Party government and officials that he had brought drugs of all kinds into the country. Vast majority of the country's young population, they use that as a political weapon. And during the 2023 campaign, now drug of all kinds have overtaken the country. The same young demographic or population, the young boys and girls are dying in the 2s, 3s, 4s. Some of them are going mad from the same drugs. The Oracle News Daily, reporting the truth to you, is next up on your radio vendor, Kings 88.5. Lead story. Liberia shouldn't be poor. AFDB president lectures Liberian leaders on how to lift population from poverty. Did you get that lead story of the Oracle News Daily? Liberia shouldn't be poor. AFDB president lectures Liberian leaders on how to lift population from poverty. He is Dr. Akiwumi Adesina, outgoing president of the African Development Bank, tells President Waka and his official, it is unfortunate that Liberia is poor with all the vast and tremendous natural resources given by God, yet the country is poverty-stricken. He also said, which the paper is quoting, that no country in the world that God has not blessed with natural resources, but Liberia misuses its natural resources at the detriment of its own people. And there is no reason why, with everything that Liberia has, the country is not developed. That's the lead story of the Oracle News Daily, reporting the truth to you. Liberia shouldn't be poor. AFDB president lectures Liberian leaders on how to lift population from poverty. This is it. The back page, Asila Metal Liberia donates 50,000 to Nimba University to strengthen mining and geoscience education. Justice Ministry confirms full implementation of LTMI traffic management agreement amid labor discontent. The photograph of Justice Minister also on the back page. The Oracle News Daily is out today for 40 Liberian dollars. 40, only 40. You want to get a copy from any one of the vendors if you haven't yet, with this lead story. Liberia shouldn't be poor. You see why information is key, why you shouldn't compromise it, why you should be in it, because 1/3 of our existence centers on it. If you aren't informed, you are used, you are tossed, you are exploited, you are at the feet of those who are informed. Don't compromise information, no matter the magnitude of where it is unfolding and how it is unfolding. Get involved, be informed. Next up is the New Republic newspaper. Lead story. AFDB showed us Liberia's development. AFDB showed us Liberia's development. Committed US $650 million to multiple cross-cultural projects. The paper is quoting the outgoing head of the African Development Bank, Dr. Akiwumi Adesina, that the African Development Bank showed us most of Liberia's headache. It is the same Akisina that told the ministers and President Bouaka, you can't run a government without result. Government officials have to stop the rhetoric and show performance or results from their performance. Oh yes, this man offered a lecture, a tutorial. He opened a school for President Bouaka and his ministers. All of them were stunned. They could not believe it. He taught them development, economic principle, the rule of law, everything. No reason why he is or he sat in that seat as the president of the African Development Bank. He is a developer. Why the ministers here are just rhetorics or rhetoricians, show up, boast, rant, and can't do anything. Digital equity in action. Orange Liberia leads at Landmark Tech Summit. Be mountain champions. Infrastructure development. with major rehabilitation of bombing Monrovia Highway. This is the lead story, the front page. As we look at the back page, Western Cluster Limited reaffirms commitment to bombing development. MOT, that's Ministry of Transport, workers rage over 25 years terror deal, says it's owned by Hezbollah, the terrorist group in Lebanon. No power struggle, no constitutional crisis. LNBA president on perceived looming crisis at Supreme Court. He's Councillor Bono Vama. No power struggle, no constitutional crisis. LNBA president on perceived looming crisis at Supreme Court. The New Republic newspaper is out this morning, for just 50 Liberian dollars. 50, no more, no less. You want to get a copy so that you have a full understanding of the lead story. AFDB showed us Liberia's development committed 650 million to development across the country. "70 minutes after 11 o'clock, and you're listening and watching King's Local Daily on King's 88.5. We are transmitting from Randa and Front Streets, Central Monrovia, adjacent the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation. Today is Thursday, the 24th day of July, 2025. The authoritative heritage is next up. Lead story: CBL credits Buakai government infrastructure drive as food prices drop. That's the lead story of the Heritage newspaper. CBL credits Buakai government infrastructure drive as food prices drop. CBL simply says, or is saying, with road connectivity and everything okay, so the consumers, all the marketers, whoever, they can cross trade easily, thereby bringing the prices of food and other goods down. So the CBL credit the drop in prices of economic commodities to the connectivity, the smooth paving of roads around the country. The CBS boss is on the front page. Henry Samoa. The footnote story: in continental shake-up, Liberia secures landmark order alliance with Morocco to build 100 new elementary schools nationwide. Government, World Bank Inc., US $88.7 million deal. The back page: new LEC boss vows to end power crisis. That's the back lead of the newspaper. New LEC boss vows to end power crisis. President Buakai delays Chief Justice Bese's commissioning amid constitutional wrangling. Minister Yimalin launches peace dialogue to end Lofa land dispute. That's the Minister of Internal Affairs, Francis Yimalin. Emmett Don, Reverend Emmett Don, named National Orator for Liberia's 178th Independence Day celebration. He is Reverend or Pastor Emmett Lafayette Dunn, the 178th Independence Day orator. The celebration of Liberia at 178, July 26th, the weekend, Saturday, and Reverend Emmett Lafayette Dunn will be the orator. The authoritative heritage is out this morning for $40 Liberian dollars. Only 40. You want to get a copy, please do from any one of the vendors. If you can, because of your busy schedule or location, then your radio vendor has brought it to you. Next is The Analyst, Liberia's most analytical newspaper. As we gradually wind down, lead story: Africa's trusted development partner and champion, Boakai, heaps praises on outgoing AFDB president. Africa's trusted development partner and champion, Boakai heaps praises on outgoing African Development Bank president, Dr. Akiwumi Adesina. He did open leadership school of governance, rule of law, performance base for government ministers and President Boakai at the EJS meeting. Most of President Boakai officials were stunned. They were surprised. They thought he was going to praise them a lot and encourage, but he looked in their faces and told them that they need to be result-oriented. Their performance should be seen. They should drop the rhetorics and deserve praises or ego. They should prove to the people why they were appointed, and that Boakai shouldn't be the sleeping president, but rather check on his ministers and see whether they are performing well. When he talked about the president instituting a performance tracking of his ministers. This lead story is also on Dr. Adesina. Fresh ideas to enrich arrest agenda. AFDB president, as son of Africa, advances Liberia rise and shine. This man is a lecturer. He couldn't have come at a better time. If this government can learn sense from what he lectured them, well, then that's it. This is the lead story. You want to have a look at it? The back page: judicial nominee advocates for stronger judiciary. Emphasis on fettered independence, accountability. Project with wide impact. From bare zone to boiler marketing making pro. Top lawyer makes urgent call for greater budgetary support to the armed forces of Liberia. The Analyst newspaper, like other papers, is out for 40. No more, no less. Only 40 Liberian dollars. You want to get a copy, and you ought to. If you are unable, then your radio vendor is at your door, in your office, in your car, walking by line, on the market table, in the shop with the papers. Kings 88.5. The Doyen Inquirer newspaper is up next on King's Local Daily. Lead story: Boakai's keen on transforming primary education as government signs $88.7 million project with World Bank. The president, World Bank officials, and Liberian officials are all on the front page. The footnote story front page, citizens to pay taxes via mobile as Orange Money, LRA, EcoBank, seal digital payment deal. Private bank owners pocketing millions. Bomi County Senator and the Senate Committee Chairperson on Ways, Means, Finance, and Budget, Prince Moore, alarms. The back page of the Durian Inquirer newspaper, China partners with government on healthcare investment. The sub-lead story back page, National Commission on Higher Education sets new standards for higher education accreditation. The head of that institution, Edward Wonkeo, on the back page. The Inquirer is out, like other papers, for only 40, no more, no less, just 40 Liberian dollars. Get a copy of the Inquirer newspaper if you haven't yet, for a reasonable 40 Liberian dollars. These papers are very reasonable. Unlike out of Liberia, they are expensive. If I'm not mistaken, Liberia is the only country that you get a paper for $40 and $50. The In Profile Daily is next up. Lee story. Take your hands off Wologisi. Deputy Speaker warned. Liberian journalist Shama Doma, who also hails from that county, will warn Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala to take his hands off Wologisi. That's the lead story of the In Profile Daily newspaper. The sub-lead stories, Zogos kill LDEA officer Pine. To digitalize Liberia financial sector, Orange Money, LRA, EcoBank sign landmark, MOU. MOU is Memorandum of Understanding. The back page, Nima University receives 100K scholarships. Johnson calls for economic transformation. Liberia delegation admitted into PAP. 5 accelerator cohort strengthened. The In Profile Daily newspaper is out for 40, only 40 Liberian dollars, only 40. You want to get a copy of the paper so that you get the lead story. The detail of the lead story. Take your hands off Wologisi. Liberian journalist warns Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala. Shama Doma. The last but not the least, and then we are out on King's Local Daily for today. The Eyes of the Globe. Lead story. Robust labor sector is a bedrock for economic development, says Labor Minister Councillor Cooper Crabb. Robust labor sector is a bedrock for economic development, says Labor Minister Councillor Cooper Crabb. The lead story of The Eyes of the Globe. Sub-lead story, front page, Orange or Orange Money, LRA, EcoBank signed major Memorandum of Understanding. The back page, ECOWAS hails NASCOP for institutional excellence. ECOWAS hails NASCOP for institutional excellence. NASCOP is the acronym for National Social Security and Welfare Corporation. The footnote story, back lead, back page, Former Speaker Buffer Chambers cautions government officials. Former Speaker Buffer Chambers cautions government officials. The Eyes of the Globe is out today for 50 Liberian dollars. Only 50. You want to get a copy from any one of the vendors. If you are unable as per your works load, your distance, or just you can access any one of the vendors, then your radio vendor has done it for you. Kings 88.5. So you see, information is key, it's vital, it's an integral part of our existence. 1/3 of our existence centers on it. You can't avoid information. You can't allow yourself to be tossed to and fro, abused, exploited, used by the informed. Get informed and get involved. That's all the time we've got for Kings Local Daily on Kings 88.5. Thank you so very kindly. Join us tomorrow at 12:05. Until then, King's Newsroom is on at 1 this afternoon. You want to join us for that. And at 3, Real Talk. I'm Sam Andrews.